Hello, Lisa here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this unboxing and first impressions of the Shaman's Dream Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid and Alberto Villoldo, illustrated by Jenna Della Grataglia. I have not wanted to buy a Colette Baron-Reid deck in a hot minute. I haven't liked most of the recent things that have come out. I really desperately wanted to make an exception for the Shaman's Dream Oracle because I could not get along with the Mystical Shaman Oracle despite the beautiful production quality of that deck. It had these gorgeous images and I wanted to bond with that deck, but the cards had titles, there were no keywords. And when I saw this coming out, the first thing I did was I checked the preview images to see, and sure enough, there were titles and keywords. And I was like, I hope that with Alberto Villoldo's shamanic experience influencing the deck, I hope that we have some good shamanic stuff in here and some gorgeous keywords and beautiful artwork. I love Jenna Della Grataglia's artwork. I have two other Oracle decks that she and Colette did together. I have the Wisdom of the Oracle and the Enchanted Map, which were some of their earlier decks, but none of the ones they've done recently have caught my attention. This one really did. I have heard that there are some cardstock shifts. I think it's important to note that this is not going to be like the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I was hoping it would be. I was hoping it would be the exact same production quality, but a new deck. And I don't think that's the case from what I've heard, but we're going to dive into it together. I've taken the plastic off. Let's get into it. So we now have a magnetic open box, not the two-piece boxes that we used to get with these Hay House decks. And it opens up like so. I actually really like this box design. It's one of my favorites because I don't have to fuss with two pieces. It's all together. It's super fuss free. I love that when you open it here, we have some decoration. It says, "We are all sacred dreamers, dreaming the world into being." That's beautiful. I like that. So we have a ribbon to lift out the cards, which I love. And it is matte. Yay. So let me just set aside our little guidebook and get the cards out. Oh, the ribbon goes in like to the middle, which is fine. I don't really care. I feel like it lifts the cards out a bit better when it goes all the way like over, but that's fine. Really pretty like stars. Oh, I just noticed there's more words. Hold on. Discover your true destiny as a dreamer. So I wonder if this is meant to have sort of dream symbology in it. I don't know a lot about it. I just saw what it was and I ordered it. So let's get into the cards. Oh, I don't know if I love these backings. They don't feel like they match all of this like blue, purple, cosmic feeling here. And then we have this like gold. I don't know about that, but they are pretty. I'm sure they'll grow on me. What I don't like right off the bat, I'm about to sound real picky here. What I don't like is that the back is not even. So let me pull the card so you can see just one card. This border here is wider on this side than it is on this side. It's like they needed to have, I think, maybe a less busy design where a cutting difference wouldn't make the unevenness there quite so obvious. Cardstock wise, it's thin. It's not the beautiful, luxurious, thicker cardstock like in the Animalkin Oracle that I have or in the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is a bummer because Hay House can do some really gorgeous cardstock. This isn't it. It's fine. It's like thin, it's matte, but it doesn't feel as luxurious as some of the matte cardstock that we've been seeing out of some of the mass market publishers lately. But I'm not like, it's fine. It's an Oracle deck. And that's totally fine. I'm here for the artwork. I'm here for the theme. I'm here for the keywords. So let's zoom in and go through the cards. So I love the type of artwork that Jenna Della Grataglia does. I think it's a really surreal, dreamy kind of quality. It's a great fit for like a shamany, dreamy deck. I'm really hoping, I don't know a lot about shamanic themes, but I'm hoping we get that same kind of magic-y vibe. We'll see when I get into the guidebook, but so far we're just going to go through the artwork, or just for now, I mean. So a tidy house, clarity and organization. And we have this like kind of Hobbit house looking image here, really pretty. Beloved, radical acceptance. Ooh, I like that. Benefactor, grace and generosity. Look at these little bunnies, and one of them has a crown. Okay, that's really cute. They're in these like mushrooms. I do love the kind of fairy tale land kind of theme that a lot of the artwork has, but do you see what I mean about the backs? They don't feel like they go with the artwork so far. Like this feels kind of almost like it's modern or like metal or steampunky. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the backs. But that's fine, whatever. Oh, I wonder if this is a deck that I could consider rebacking. I wonder if it'd make it too chunky. This might be a fun one to try that with. Anyways, okay, back on track. Here we have Caterpillar, Opportunity. This is kind of funky. It's like a cat. Oh, it literally says cat hyphen or pillar. Cat or pillar. Okay, that's cute. Keywords are the most important thing to me. It's why I like decks that don't just have titles on them, especially if the titles aren't going to mean anything to me. Like if this had just said Caterpillar, I'd have been like, okay. But what about it? So now it's like, oh, it's about opportunity. Okay. Here we have Closing Door, Completion. Love that. I love that the light is kind of like getting shut in with the door. Cosmic Womb, the Divine Feminine. Covenant, Sacred Contract. I feel like this might be one of those decks that I don't fully know how I feel about the artwork. The artwork is beautiful, but I don't know if it'll hit me the right way until I work with it regularly. Here we have Crown Games, Right Use of Power. Dances on One Foot, Balancing Act. I actually saw this piece of artwork in the preview, and I literally had to do some Googling because I felt like I recognized this artwork from a different deck that I maybe had. I did check, though, it is not a repeat. There is a similar card in one of the decks that I have, but it is significantly different. It just has a similar feel. Deep Diver, diving into a task. Deep Quiet, meditation and stillness. I love that you get this like vague outline of a person and this hand, and they look like they're made of spirit energy. That's beautiful. Dragon's Hoard, protecting the future. I love this card. This is one of the ones I saw in the preview. Dream Thief, refusal of the call. That just feels really potent to me, the idea of being called to something or someone and like ignoring that call, and how confronting our spirit guides can sometimes be when we're ignoring them in my experience. So that's what this makes me think of. I don't know if that's the intention, but it's what it made me think of. Drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Yes. Empty Well, time to replenish. Eye of the Needle, intentionality. Oh, I love that. There was not very many preview images, so I'm really excited about the artwork. Eyes of the Eagle, rising above the fray. This feels like getting that zoomed out perspective, like you're too zoomed in. You need to get that bigger picture. Falling Angel, spiritual narcolepsy. Oh, that's a potent set of keywords. Feast of Plenty, choices and their consequences. Okay, I'm kind of liking the themes in the cards so far. First Breath, Beginner's Mind. Yes, I love having a Beginner's Mind card in an Oracle deck. That's so good. Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. Galactic Mushroom, the Divine Matrix. I don't know about this one. We'll have to see what the guidebook says. Ooh, Garden of Venus, rest and renewal. And of course, the Garden of Venus immediately makes me think of Tarot's Empress. Really beautiful. Gathering Around, the power of community. Heart Home, compassion. Love that. Hollow Bone, teachability. I really like this idea of being hollow, being available to be filled up with knowledge. Horned Cactus, resourcefulness. Horseman, herald of change. And we'll do a sample read from the guidebook to see kind of what the feel of the messages are. In the Hand, the universe is your partner. Oh, I like that. I'm really liking the mix of cards. I wish the backs were prettier. Prettier, objectively prettier. Subjectively prettier, I mean. Jeweled Web, connectivity. Oh, I love this. I love all the little like connections and little spirits. Oh my God, look at this cat. Joyful Muse, inspiration. That's great. I think to some people this card's going to feel a little incongruous, but I love it. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. That's beautiful and powerful. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. I will say this cardstock has that slightly not super silky smooth feel. It has that slightly papery like feel to it. I'm not minding it. I was a little concerned I was going to hate the cardstock. We'll see how it shuffles, but it's okay. It is a little funny to me. The texture of the backings feels a little smoother than the texture of the front, which is really strange to me. Like, I feel like it should be the same. It's not a huge difference, but it feels a little smoother on the back and a little bit less smooth, as if the fronts aren't coated and the backs have a bit of a coating on them. That's almost what it feels like. Anyway, sorry. Lost compass, getting back to integrity. I really like the way that's written. It's like, get back on your path. Lost in space, needing direction. Magician's sword, confidence in your magic. Yes, love that. We're on card 38 and we've still got quite a few, so it's a generous... Oh, it says 64 card deck. Oh, nice. Many masks, the authentic self. See, this is... I feel like one thing is that the other two decks I have that are from Jenna and Colette's earlier collaborations, they're like this in the sense that they feel like they're really good intuitive readers. Like, the keywords are just really great jumping off points. So is the artwork. And I'm getting that feeling from this. I do feel like this is going to work well for me as a deck based on what I've seen so far. Me Talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Oh, yes. Mindful group think. Oh, so many jumping off points for a card like that. And like, you can really see the chaos in the mind. You can see where there's places to find calm. There's time represented here. There's a big chunk of cake. There's lots of distractions. There's lots of things happening. So it's like, yeah, you need to focus. Yeah, there's a lot as an intuitive reader, I think, to pull out of a card like that. Moon Maiden, new beginnings. Netcaster, preparations come to fruition. I love this. Overflow, overwhelm, and plenty. Perfect storm, the courage to step into life. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. Ooh, pretty. Root Girl, the disowned self. Oh, see, now that definitely feels like it has some shaman-y energy to it from the very teeny tiny bit that I've been exposed to. That's kind of the deep work that I was hoping would be in here, at least a little bit. Sky Bridge, possibility for union. Yeah, I like that. When you think about bridging gaps, right? There's so much you can do with that as an intuitive reader. Sky Dancer, surrender. Skywriting, the fates. And here we have some runes present. We have manas, dagas, tiwas, fehu, awas. Oh no, that's Rado. Rado or Rido there. So dagas, Rido, awas, fehu, manas. Interesting. Spirit of the river, movement toward adventure. Stars in the sky, limitless possibility. I love, look, the hands are like open and they're drawing down starlight. That's really cool. Straddling worlds, wandering between realms. Stranger, curiosity. Love that. The crossing, initiation. Oh, love that. The farther gate, bold step forward. So there's a gate right here in the foreground and there's a further gate in the background. And this idea of like, okay, you've gone through one, but you still got to go a little further. The wall, obstacles. Unmarked trail, revelation. Vanishing mirror, ego sublimation. That's a powerful card. Wailing tree, reconciliations. Oh, I'm excited to see what the guidebook sounds like. Watchers, transpersonal. Whale song, resonating. Will-o'-the-wisp, treasures hidden in the shadows. Winter's dream, gestation period. And woodwives, adaptability. Love the mix of cards, keywords, and titles. Loving the artwork. It definitely draws you in. There's a dreamy quality to it, something that I love from the other decks I have that these two have paired on. It is it feels like it's actually the same cardstock as Enchanted Map, or is it? No, Enchanted Map is still glossy. It's just borderless. So this one is matte. Yeah, this feels, let's see how it shuffles. It feels like it's going to be fine. I think I'm just spoiled because Blue Angel has put out some gloriously smooth. Oh, that feels like it's got some resistance. That's nice. Okay. It's probably like a 330 GSM. It does, see, that's the one thing. It doesn't feel like it has necessarily a core to it. It's hard to describe. It feels like as I bend it, it's going to stay bent. Like it doesn't feel like it has the same kind of flex as like a cord cardstock would have, which is kind of a shame. And again, I don't like the backs, but the shuffle is nice. And it is recovering okay, but you can kind of see where I was like playing with the one. It's kind of like, you can tell that's the one that I was playing with. It just doesn't, it feels like it would crease or rather hold a bow. If you only shuffled it one way, for example, I feel like you would quickly develop a bow in this deck. Don't get it thinking the cardstock is like beautiful and perfect, because it's definitely not, but I think it'll be okay. All right, let's see. Let's see. Falling Angel, Spiritual Narcolepsy. All right, let's take a look at the guidebook. So, Alberto Villoldo and Colette Baron-Reid. So what do we have in here? So table of contents. So we have a message from the authors, introduction, and how to work with this deck, and then we get right into the cards. Every thought that you hold long enough lingers in the essence of the universe and becomes a sparkling thread with the power to weave intention into the fabric of reality. We are all sacred dreamers, dreaming the world into being. What will you dream? Beautiful. Love that. So talk about the offering of an oracle, dreaming the world into being, the power of symbols, how to work with this deck, how to ask a question, sample readings. So there's a 3-card, 4-card reading, and then we get right into the cards. So let's take a look at how the messages sound. So let's go to card 19, the Fallen Angel card. And they're in order of their number. Falling unconscious, spiritual narcolepsy. It says you are being cautioned now to not fall asleep or go unconscious. You have been flying above the strife and suffering of the world in angelic bliss. However, you risk being seduced by the beauty and comfort of your situation and losing track of your aspirations, your wings. As you fall, you pick up speed, heading toward the trees below and a possible nasty landing. Remember that all you need to do to stop being a falling angel is to spread your wings to halt your descent and find an updraft again. Do not be seduced by the fallen angels, your supposed friends and companions who are ready to use you for their pleasure and have only their own interests in mind. As you soar once more in flight, receive the gift of the falling angel as an invitation to study the forest from above the trees. In other words, to analyze your situation from a higher perspective without being entangled in its thorny branches. Once you understand what needs to be done, head back to your lofty heights and stand by for the right moment. Action you take now may backfire. Stay conscious and wait until you are guided to change. You will know when the time is ripe. So, halt your descent and find an updraft again. I kind of felt like that message told me two things. On one hand, I kind of said, it's like you're falling. You need to like stop falling, spread your wings, find the updraft. It almost feels like I'm saying, okay, get yourself out of that situation of falling. But then it's also telling me not to take action, or it might backfire. That felt a little contradictory. Let's just pull a different one because I'm not sure how I felt about that. Like overall the message was nice, but like I feel like it was a little mixed. So here we have lost in space, needing direction. Let's get another one. Maybe it was just that one message. And I'll be honest, a lot of times with these kinds of decks, I don't really work with the guidebook that much, so I'm not invested in being absolutely in love with the guidebook, but still. So this one says, feeling lost, needing direction and focused, a 24-hour day. Sometimes in life we lose our way, perhaps falling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up-leveling and genuinely changing for the better. A part of us, hiding in the vast expansiveness of space, wants to sabotage our progress. In the transformation process, our inner world no longer feels safe or inhabitable inhabitable. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. As we find that our thoughts and beliefs have morphed beyond recognition. You may find yourself adrift in this way right now, unable to focus or determine the next step. You might be tired and simply need to regroup and rest. When you lack direction, the first thing to do is to redirect your perspective of time. Like a newborn baby who needs swaddling to feel safe, you're invited to reduce your life visioning to the next 24 hours. Anyone can handle living in 24-hour compartments, which allows everything to feel grounded and manageable. You get lost in space when you imagine being swallowed up in the giant vastness of the future with its dark uncertainty, or reflect on how your past has held you captive in a hall of distorted, never-ending mirrors, reminding you of your mistakes and flaws, failures and losses. Take heart of the simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those two awful eternities away. You'll find your energy and focus restored as you recognize you were never lost at all. Keep it simple. Right now, conserve your energy and take care of you in basic, fundamental ways, and the world will be right again. Okay, that was beautiful. I like that. That didn't feel at all contradictory. It got the message across. Again, I think that I will probably work with this deck more intuitively. Man, I am really tempted to reback this deck, though, because if you look at my background cloth, for example, and you look at the artwork, look how beautifully everything kind of goes together. And then you get, and like there's no cards in the deck that have anything like this on them. So what happened here? What happened? It doesn't match. That bothers me. I do kind of want to reback this deck. And I feel like if I was going to play with rebacking a deck, this might be one to play with. Although I do think it'll make it pretty chunky because it's a 64 card deck and it's an oracle. So it's not a thin deck to begin with. So I don't know. Thoughts, opinions down below, let me know. But for now, this is my initial thoughts, my first impressions of the Shaman's Dream Oracle. As always, I'm super curious to hear what you guys think. I don't even want to fan it with the backs facing up, but I will because that's what it is. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Did you get this one? What do you think? Let me know. Again, I haven't picked up a Colette deck in a while. I really love the theme of this. We'll see if it ends up being one that I drive with long term, but I'm really pleased to have it, and I will definitely be checking it out, working with it, and I will report back and let you guys know at some point how it did or didn't work out for me. I am curious to hear your thoughts, so please do leave them in the comments below. As always, do remember to click like on this video if you enjoyed the walkthrough or you found value in this video in some way. Please do subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to click the little notification bell so you're notified of my future videos. Thank you so much. And may your magic always shine from the inside out. Bye, guys.